Welcome back to the Pod Podcast. Glad you're tuning in. The host, Jeremy Todd. Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, it's been a little bit of time because I've been doing so much moving. Now, moving, you say, that is correct because today is the day I'm going to fill in with you what's going on in my life. And one of the reasons I do this, I know, believe me, it's not like I'm trying to show off or on the other side, try and get pity from you. Uh, but it's just real life, right? And I think it's important to understand that everyone's life is not perfect. It's not sunshine and rainbows, but we continue to battle through and continue to fight through and make decisions that are not easy. And I think that's one thing that separates this show from a lot of other shows is that it's real, it's authentic, it's not BS. I mean, this is real live shit. But again, I say these things because if I can do them, you sure as hell can either reason with them, or you might think your life, boy, my life's not too bad anymore, is it? Or you could also say that you have a long way to go. And I think that's one of the bigger things with the show is that making these tough decisions and not giving a shit what anybody else thinks. Now in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the new Live World headquarters, I moved down here. My buddy's got a building. He's allowing me to rent the office, and man, it's a beautiful office space. It's just got a lot of work to do. You can see the wall behind me. It's pretty bare. But we got a new desk coming in. Uh, we're painting the office, which is exciting stuff. So, but it's part of change. It's part of moving around and getting out of your comfort zone, doing things different. The other big thing I want to talk about, and this is super, super, super important, is that my rent was due at the apartment last month. Now, I didn't want to re-rent again. I renting for me, it's just not the most. It's not the best financial decision in the world. So I did not like renting. So the rent was up. I got pre-approved for another house. So obviously I know that the mother of my children and our three kids live in one house. And I had this rental that I was renting. I didn't want to do for another year. They couldn't do month to month. So I went and got pre-approved. Now, in the meantime, I moved back into the house with her and the kids. It's interesting because I hear so many people saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that." Or the first question I always get is, "Are you guys getting back together?" No, no, there's no chance. Unfortunately, and fortunately, there's just no chance. Um, but that's okay, right? Like I think this is one of the biggest problems with society is when you split up with somebody, you're supposed to hate them and call them names and be horrible to each other. And that's like par for the course, right? I've said this over and over in the show. We get along fine. Now, yeah, we give it our ups and downs and it's tough. Now I'm 6 days into this thing and it's not sunshine and rainbows. It could be a lot worse. But one of the biggest things is that it's making a big impact for my kids. I'm around them more. I'm having these conversations. I'm there when they get in arguments. There's all kinds of little benefits to this. And that's really the most important thing that is going on in my life. Now, what's going to happen in the next month or two? She's currently looking for another house. We all know what the housing market's like. It's shitty. So what does my life look like? What does my life look like living with someone that we're not going to get back together, but we have three kids together? It's an interesting dynamic. Now, God love her, we're friends. She makes dinner for me pretty much every night. She doesn't make breakfast or lunch, but I'm never around anyways. I'm out of the house quite a bit with working and doing the podcast and things like that. Um, but it's just an interesting dynamic, and it's always funny how, oh my God, you guys should get back together. No, no, we're not. And I don't know how this is going to work its way out. I don't know if she's going to get sick and tired of me or I'm going to get sick and tired of her. And, I've got this mortgage that I'm pre-approved for, whether she's going to find a house first or I'm going to find a house first. I don't know what's going to happen. But what I do know is I cherish this time with my kids, and it's building a relationship with her and I that we've never had. When you go through a tough breakup, that you have these big conversations that are, they're very resentful. There's a lot of anger towards each other when you have these conversations. So it's an opportunity to allow us to get to know each other. We haven't lived together in 3 years. And that's a long time, my friend. That's a really, really long time. Different habits, different everything, different styles of life. I mean, there's so many things that change. So that is part of my big life change. And, it's like a season of change. I got my new office, moved back into the house, probably buying another house soon. And also, you never know what job opportunities, right? I've had so many job opportunities come my way. And it's weird when this opportunity comes up. And I guess the big grand story, the big theme of this podcast, number one, is to accept change, to understand what change is and not to fight change. Because when you fight change, I think that's when you build resentment and more importantly, you miss opportunity. With the offers that I have for jobs, I tell everybody in the world, you always look at every single opportunity that comes up to you. Your name is not on the building. Your family's name is on your heart. So you need to make sure you make the best decision for you and your family. For me, obviously, I need to take care of the kids for sure. and the mother of my children. She stays at home and takes care of them. So I got a big responsibility on my lap, on top of the new office, on top of the podcast going well, on top of all these other things going on. But I understand, and this is one of the most important things I want you to understand, is that this is a season of change. And when you're in the season of change, it could be good, it could be bad, whatever the case is, but we have to understand that it's a season. This isn't the rest of our lives, right? This isn't 5 years from now. This is right now. And this is why we have to make sure we maintain our composure, make sure we don't get upset. There was something that happened this morning at the house, and what are my two choices, right? To get upset or just say, you know what, I'm sorry, I misunderstood, and I move on. There's two different ways, but this is with everything. This is with an opportunity. Do I say, no, I don't want this job opportunity? Or do I listen to the opportunity because it may be a better fit for everything? But again, this is just a season of my life. So no matter what season of your life you are going through, you have to remain, you have to keep, you have to remind yourself, to keep your composure, because keeping your composure in the season of change is the most important thing you can possibly do. And really, it's important all the time. But when a season of change happens, man, everybody's on edge. Everybody's looking to you for guidance. If you freak out, everyone else is going to freak out. If you say, heck with this other opportunity, the opportunity that you may be in may not work out. And that's why it's so important that no matter what opportunity is in your face, whether it's moving, whether it's changing, whether it's a new position in a new company, whether it's just listening, whatever that case is, you have to be open to it. It's getting comfortable being uncomfortable. It's getting out of that comfort zone. I always say it all the time. In order to get out of your comfort zone, you got to take the first step, right? But you got to take the second step to get to the door. So you've got to continue to move and listen to these opportunities come up, and just go with the flow. Now, I don't know what's going to happen next week, 2 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now. I have no idea. It could be good. It could be bad. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I say it all the time. When you're lying on your deathbed and you think to yourself, man, I wish I had these opportunities. I wish I would have done this. I'm not that guy. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not that guy. I'm going to make decisions, and I'm going to take advantage of every single opportunity that comes my way and live this life to the fullest. It's important to me. It's important to you. It's important to listeners around the world to understand that no matter what I'm going through, use me as an example, and I'll continue to share this journey. And to be honest, I'm not looking for, in any kind of, it sounds terrible saying this. I'm not really looking for any kind of feedback. I mean, but I guess the feedback that I would like is to say that maybe you're going through this, and this may encourage you, because when you put yourself out there like this, everyone's a professional, right? It's like you're talking to the 4,000 professionals, and they all know better than you do. But at the end of the day, you're the only one that knows the best decision for you and your family. And right now, this is the best decision for me and my children, to get to the next level and see how it goes. Now, dating's going to be interesting. How's that going to work out? I don't know. I don't know the answers to any of these things. It's going to take someone special, obviously, to be open to these things. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess, at the end of the day, I'm doing this podcast more for me than it is for you, because I just want to get it off my chest and talk about it, because I have no idea what's going to go on. I'm open-minded, but I'm there for my kids. Right now, I'm taking it day by day, and being patient, and looking forward to the next day. Right, like today's almost over. I'm looking forward to the next day, and the next day is going to be great. And then we're going to dive right into the next day. No matter what comes our way, we're going to handle those obstacles. Because again, at the end of the day, I keep saying at the end of the day for some reason, but at the end of the day, we've gotten through everything in our entire lives, and we're going to get through this one as well. And I'm going to share this journey with you on the Positive Side Podcast. I appreciate you guys tuning in from all over the world. Leave those 5-star reviews. I haven't got a 5-star review in iTunes for a while. Leave it. Let me know you're out there. It allows other people to find this show. You can always email me, jeremy@jeremytodd.com. If you are a small business owner, man, oh man, I've got an opportunity for you. We're going to launch something. I think it's right around August 13th or 14th. It's socialmediawithjeremy.com. Go to socialmediawithjeremy.com. And if you're a small business, and whether you're a plumber, electrician, you don't have to be small business, any kind of business that you just don't get the social media game, I'm going to show you everything I do step by step, word for word, and how I target certain people. But join me. Socialmediawithjeremy.com. Join me there, and we're going to go over all that in about 2 or 3 weeks. So again, appreciate you listening. Much love for everybody out there. You've got greatness within. Like always, this is the Positive Side.